All righty, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Sports Analysts Podcast. I'm Jared. That is Jessa. Jessa, how we doing today?
We're doing good. I'm looking up on Twitter. I saw some breaking news out of Atlanta today.
Oh,
here we go.
Some breaking news.
Here we go. So I'm wondering if you can confirm for me, because it made me chuckle.
Okay.
Supposedly, and I don't know if you can see this, but breaking news, supposedly Tua Tagovailoa reportedly completed a pass today.
He did indeed. I did see it. I was there.
Whoa, that's crazy. That's insane that a quarterback being paid millions of dollars would complete a pass.
Hey, it's a good sign, okay? It's a great sign.
Yeah. If he couldn't, I would be concerned.
Exactly, but he can, so everything is great.
So everything's gonna be
We're good,
guys.
We're good.
What are we talking about today?
So we have a lot of stuff coming at you, including the water noose meme behind me, that you probably are guessing what it's saying based on the hints. But we have a special guest that is going to come on to us. He is going to come on the podcast and explain himself. He's going to explain the AD situation that BYU is going through right now. And he's also probably going to be wearing something crazy and rant about a lot of different things. So very excited. Everybody stick around for that. But first, Jessa has a game for us. We're going to play a little game. I'm very excited for this, Jess. It has to do with BYU Fall Camp, which is in full swing.
Yes. I was having a conversation with Doug, I don't know, like 2 or 3 months ago. And obviously I'm drinking the Kool-Aid and I'm like, this team is so talented. And I listened to a podcast today, and they were like, more than that, it's so likable. This BYU football team is what I was talking about. And Doug was like, what do you mean? I don't, what, like, and so I went through all the players and whatnot. So in order for everybody else to be drinking the Kool-Aid, at least on the likable front, we'll get into, like, the talent. I thought, let's go through the roster. Let's review the roster. Who's our 2 deep? Let's talk about these guys, and here's the game with it. We're going to go through each position group. And for each position group, I will just list the 2 deep. Okay, I'll read them out, and maybe, anyways, I'll list them out. And then, Jared, your job is to describe, or however you want to describe, with your face, with your words, whatever, a type of emoji that encapsulates the emotional response that you feel about this position group going into 2026. Okay. That's what we're doing.
I'm pulling up the full list of emojis here. I gotta have them right in front of me.
Okay, perfect. So everybody else can come up with their own emojis or just picture what Jared's are. But there are a lot of emotions through this roster. And if this isn't a preseason activity, I don't know what it is. We're using emojis to talk about our BYU football roster. But any questions?
Oh, yeah. No, this is about as straightforward as it gets. I'm very excited. I'll preface by saying fall camp is really where I start to dig into college football. We talked with Eli last week about how it's harder and harder to consume the media surrounding college football, just with how charged it is politically, and it's becoming very just not really that fun to be a part of if you want to be happy. And so fall camp is really where I pull out the roster. I'm going through the highlight page, the 2 minutes that BYU Cougars posts on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, number 7, that's that Lions guy. Okay, he's big. I like what he's looking like. And this is the time to do this of, all right, now it's football season. We have a little bit before the season starts. Let's learn the names and develop our love-hate relationships based off of 8-second clips cropped up on YouTube.
Wonderful. And now when we go into the stadium, whether into the season, when we are in the stadium or if you're in your living room and a play happens, good or bad, and you're like, hey, who was that? And we're like, oh, it was this dude. Now you remember. We talked about him in the preseason. Now he's popping
exactly.
Up. Or maybe we didn't talk about him in the preseason, and he was in the 3 or 4 deep. Who knows?
Yep. You don't want to be the guy with the program that's with the binoculars of, okay, who is this? You don't want to be that guy. And we are going to help you with that.
You'll be educated now. Okay, let's start off with the quarterback position. This one we know, we know our leading man well, and it's Bear and what Jacob lovingly referred to as goofball roulette after that. And that is Trayson Bourget, who I actually love. I don't know a lot about his skill level. I think he's solid. And then Enoch Watson, I believe, is a freshman, or he's the third deep that has been taking second team reps with Trayson.
Okay.
Emoji, go.
You ready for the emoji?
Mm-hmm.
Prayer emoji. Because I pray that Bear stays healthy.
That's a great one. That's a great one. I don't know. Did you listen to the A-Rod interview that I sent out? I don't blame you if you don't, because for obvious reasons. But I did send out an interview that A-Rod did with, was it Ben Criddle? I can't remember who. And he did say in it that Bear will be throwing the ball more because we're trying to keep him healthy. So
Interesting.
yeah, Bear might be more healthy than he was last year with getting his ankle rolled up and taking as many hits. Question is, we haven't seen Bear have to throw the ball consistently, game in and game out at least. I mean, we got TCU and we got Georgia Tech, right? So we'll see if he can do that for, I don't know, 10 games, right? That I'd assume we'd need to air out the ball.
Yeah, I will say, watching the Utah game specifically, the condensed game, the 25-minute version that's just snap to whistle of like first downs and negative plays, basically, right? Bears really only passes, besides the Chase touchdown where he mosses the guy, are like deep play action ins when the middle of the field is open.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of anything else. There's maybe a deep crosser or something. I don't know. Again, I'm on the record of saying, like, I love Bear, but we have to see it. I just pray he stays healthy because at least we know what we have there in a way, whereas I don't want to know what we have in the rest of the room.
Yes. Okay, I think that's a good way to say it, is we love Bear. Love where, especially compared to where we were last year, and maybe even the year before, with starting quarterback questions, we love Bear. So, and I also love Trayson. Trayson's a great recruiter. He recruited some wide receivers for us. He loves BYU. He stayed at BYU as the backup, even though he's not getting reps. Like, I love Trayson too. I don't want him to see him play, but I think he's a good dude.
You can be a great guy, and we don't want to see you on the football field.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? I love him as a guy. Love him.
Yep. Amen. Okay, love it. Prayer hands for quarterbacks. Promising. We need some questions answered. Let's move on to the running back room. We've got LJ. Doug's favorite player, Sione Moa, is back. Number 30. He's the one that went out at the Eastern Carolina game with, what was it? Something very serious in his leg. Can't remember what
ACL.
it was. No.
Achilles. MCL.
It was like a blood
PCL.
clot or something. I think it was a blood clot. Yeah. So he was out all of last season. In fact, the West Virginia game, I saw him on crutches out in front of the stadium. That was so random.
Oof.
I was like, why? Oof. Why are you here? Well, at the same time I'm here.
Why are you not in the... Yeah.
Yep. And then another guy to look for, anytime number 25 is on the field, in the backfield as a running back, just watch. That's Devon Eka from Lehigh. And he's a freshman and is making plays in camp. So we'll see if that guy, like, people say his upside is really high. So we've got LJ Moa, Devon Eka, and then there's also Rex and Demooney, but I think hopefully LJ and Moa will take the majority of snaps.
Yeah. This is going to be I don't even know how to explain this one, with the two things coming out the nose, the angry nostrils.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like in a running back, and that is exactly what LJ is. He, just watching like old games and old highlights, he's just bouncing off guys. He's like, the linebacker comes up to make a tackle, and he's already thinking about the safety. Not because he's making a miss, but just because he knows the guy's going to hit his thigh and drop off. So I love the way that LJ plays. I hope he stays healthy. I hope he can just, keep on trucking towards the single season record and the all-time BYU record, because he is that guy. I fear that he is going to be our only source of offense. And so that limits both his number of carries that he's able to handle and also the number of yards because opponents are packing the box. But I think he can handle it. And having Moa and Eka, if Eka, turns out to be great, I'm very excited
Yeah.
about that room. So the
Again,
snorting emoji.
yeah, great. Snorting. Again, hopefully we don't see. I mean, actually, maybe we do see Eka in like garbage time if we actually hold leads this year.
Of many
But yeah,
games,
LJ and
yes.
Moa will get most of the snaps. We already talked about it. LJ's a freaking tank. That guy.
Yes.
So yeah.
We love him.
Another thing if LJ leads the team in rushing yards this year, he will be the first BYU player to lead the team in rushing yards for all 4 seasons, for 4 straight seasons.
Wow.
Because he did it as a freshman. Jamal
That's
didn't do
crazy.
that. Like, yeah, so it would be weird if he didn't. Like, something would have to happen if he didn't lead the
Oh, yeah.
team in rushing yards. So that's something to look for. So yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. We're fired
I
up, ready
love
to
that
go.
we have a dependable back. Like, Tyler Algier was like the first dependable back we've had since Jamal probably, right? And
Yeah.
now we have another one in LJ, and I love it.
Okay, now we're gonna switch the page a little bit and go to a position group that I'm excited to see your emoji. That is all I'll say. Here's the deal. I'm gonna start with this with wide receiver. Are we buying the Legend Glasgow hype? If you're in sports analysts, you know AJ most certainly is. I'm trying really hard not to until proven. But for wide receiver, we do have the promising freshman Legend Glasgow, cousin of Isaiah Glasgow. We've got JoJo Phillips, who I keep hearing is amazing. Have yet to see it in a game. For
We have yet to
injuries
see
or
it.
other reasons, okay, drops, whatever it be, that guy needs to do well. Kyler Casper is supposedly one of the 4 stars that we recruited from Oregon. I have heard nothing about him at camp.
0 words.
Nothing. No, he's not in any highlight reels. Nothing.
Nope. No coaches, no BYUSN, nothing.
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 So, do with that information what you will. Other guys, Reggie Frischneck, I am hearing about, and Tiger Bachmeyer, I am hearing about. So, give me your emoji.
This is a new one, okay?
Ooh.
I'm going to try to imitate this face. It's like a very, very, very tired, skeptical old man, okay? You got like this,
Half
just
closed.
half closed eyes. That's just like,
And the face is kind of down.
yes, it's like how you feel after you've gotten out of a 12-hour road trip with your immediate family. You're like, I am very excited because we're going somewhere fun, but I also kind of want to kill myself. It's kind of a combination of that. Except in this instance, I am sick and tired of hearing about how good all of these unproven people are, and I'm just tired of that and extremely skeptical. Hopefully we are arriving in Disneyland and it's all great, but right now I need to go to bed in silence in a dark room.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so numbers to look for here are number 1, Legend Glasgow. Can't believe it's the freshman that we're talking about. And number 2 is JoJo Phillips. Outside of that, any freaking your grandma could line up, like I don't know. I think that's a very appropriate emoji, and I don't have much more to say about that. We'll see.
We will see.
This next one, I'm not going to bias you, okay? But I
Yeah.
am very excited about this next one. I love a good tight end, okay? Big fan. When you have a good tight end, it's almost like a cherry on top, But again, a little bit unproven. Walker Lyons is the brother of Grider Lyons, who, if you don't know, is our 5-star recruit who's on a mission, who's supposedly going to come play quarterback after Bear. We'll see what happens.
After he gets 3 stomach parasites in Abu Dhabi or wherever.
Yeah, somewhere. And then Roger, and I'm not going to try and say his last name.
Saliapaga.
Okay, thank you. Saliapaga.
I know this one.
Yep, both of them are absolutely, supposedly, cooking fall camp. Again, they have not played for BYU, so there is some unproven. But give me your emoji.
It is the drooling face emoji.
Ooh, I like.
Because I saw Ryder Lyons in a couple of highlight packages, and I'm sold. This guy runs with some violence. He's wearing number 7 on the field. Okay? A tight end wearing number 7, give it to me. Single-digit tight ends, give it to me. Like, this is crazy. This is like peak Kyle Pitts the vibes that I'm getting, right? Maybe not the freakish body, but like just the mentality, the go up and get it. He catches like an over out and just tucks the ball and sprints through. Like, I loved Isaac Rex, but this ain't no Isaac Rex or Matt Bushman, okay? These guys aren't just like, footing around and doing their thing. Like, this guy looks scary. I know nothing about Roger Saliapaga, but everything I hear is really good. So I'm excited to see these guys play. I'm drooling because I want to see it. I want to see the physical violence and the touchdowns.
And A-Rod's talking a good game about using both of them. He says they're both going to play a lot. We're going to have a lot of 2 tight end packages. They're both going to catch the ball a ton. Guess what number Roger is? Speaking of single number tight ends.
Is he also a single number?
So we will have number 2 and number 7 out there. Also, 2 very likable guys. Walker Lyons might be my favorite interview. Like, that guy is authentic. He seems like a really good guy. And so does Roger. He got emotional talking about coming back home and playing for BYU.
They better be good, bro. They better be good.
Drooling emoji for the tight ends. So excited for that one. All right, next one. We're getting to the big boys. So we have a lot of returning talent on the O-line after losing some production, but we've got Bruce Mitchell at center, who I do not get O-line talent grades. I don't get it. But supposedly Bruce is on 4 preseason watch lists and is in preseason Big 12 team. All I'm hearing about Bruce is that he snaps the ball too high, and and he's really smart and a good leader. That's all I know about Bruce.
All right.
He's started a lot of games for us, so that's good. So
could be worse.
But the minute I see a high snap, man, because I don't know anything else about the center, it's your only job, I'm going to freak out. Andrew Gentry is back. Mixed reviews on that one, but he did start all 14 games. Okay. Sonny Makassini and Kyle Sfarchuk. Great, thank you. Both of those guys have started a handful of games for us. So we've got 4 returning starters, by definition, coming back. And then we got Paki Finau from Washington, who I'm hearing is very, what is it, when you can do a lot of different things?
Versatile,
and is doing well in camp. So that's our O-line, our projected starters for the O-line. Give me an emoji.
This emoji is going to be straight face. Just 2 regular eyes, straight face. Because I feel like we always hear about the O-line, and last year it was really good, except for when it needed to be good, and then it sucked. So, I don't know. Just straight face. I'm not super high. I'm not super low. I'm not angry. I'm very happy about the returning production. Returning production isn't always great. I refuse to, believe that this is going to be a great position group until we see it on the highest level, because that's, like I said, that's what we lacked last year. If our O-line is great against Baylor and Cincinnati, but sucks and we get Texas Tech versus Notre Dame, then it's bad. I don't care how many other games they won for us. It's bad. It's not good enough. And so I need to see it. Show me the money. So that's why it's a straight face.
Show me the money, and then the other thing that comes to mind is DYJ. Do your job is kind of what we're expecting from this O-line. I hear good things. I'm not an expert, but I agree. We'll have to see how they perform against really good D-lines. Notre Dame, notably. Yep. So
yes, very notably.
So straight face, 2 eyes for the O-line.
Yep.
Well, that rounds out the offense.
Okay.
I agree with all of these assessments. We've got 3 good in QB, running back, and tight end. And then some questions to be answered at wide receiver. And then we feel neutral about the O-line. I think that's a pretty good assessment.
Yeah, and I think overall, I would be an emoji for the offense would probably be the basic smile, where it's just 2 eyes and then a smile. There's no teeth showing. There's nothing. It's just because that's how I feel. It's all right.
Which is great. Let's be really grateful for that, because how many years
Yes.
can we admit that that's happening? Enjoy this,
No.
guys. Enjoy this.
And again, this is
Wonderful.
all subject to change. This could change after the first
True.
quarter against Utah Tech.
True. True. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go to the defense. Oh, we
Yep.
return 10 starters on defense. Is that right? 9
Okay.
starters on
Okay.
defense?
Okay.
Something like
Okay.
that. Throughout the position groups. Well, let's go through the 2 to 3 deep. Defensive line. Starting with this. Keanu Tanavasa. Did you forget about him? Oh yeah, he transferred last year from Utah and was supposed to do a whole ton. He's great. Love Keanu. He's got to produce a little bit more. I wrote down Noose Got the Juice. That's his Instagram
Ooh. Love
handle.
it.
It's Nusi Taumoy Payao. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Really like him. He's number 5, and
Okay.
he's a freak athlete. So he might be an edge rusher now that I think about it. What am I doing? Oh my gosh! Wait, hold on. I was reading the wrong line. Forget about Nusi for a minute. I'm so sorry. It's Keanu, and then we go to Justin Kirkland, who, if you remember, is public enemy number 1, until proven otherwise. Justin Kirkland is number 96. He's the one who has a Gronk type personality, so he'd better produce like Gronk. Really likable guy, though, if you're taking out the football part of it, and the fact that he's a 5th-year senior. And then Anisi Purcell was on the depth chart. Is Anisi Purcell back? Or did he graduate?
I couldn't tell you. This is where
Guys,
this is where I'm supposed to have the answers, and I have no answers.
you know what? Go ahead. If Anisi Purcell is in fact playing, then he's a redshirt senior, but I really don't think he is. So why don't you go ahead and give me your emoji with Keanu and Justin, and I will confirm if Anisi is back.
Here's my emoji face.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were not notable last year. They were unnotable. There was never a time where I was like, our D-line is so good. And they're just shoving it down our throats this training camp that they're so good. And so that's it for me. That's it
Okay,
for me.
wonderful. Here's what I do know as a non-football player, so an outside perspective. Supposedly, our scheme under Kelly Pinga will have more emphasis on the defensive line, eating up blocks and getting to the quarterback. Supposedly. Because last year, I think we had like 30 sacks or something, in the 20s maybe. Keanu was on record as saying we want to have 50 this year. So that's what he's saying. But for that reason, you've got your eyebrow up to be like, we haven't seen it, we got to see it. Anisi Purcell is back, and he made some great plays last year. So I think we've got the size. These are 3 really big dudes. And now we've got the scheme, but we've got to see it, like you said.
Show me the money.
Yep. And Justin Kirkland, I'm watching you, man. Okay. Defensive end. I'm not going to bias you on this one. I'll save my thoughts for after. Bodie Schoonover, number 48. Dog.
Okay.
Okay.
I've heard that name many years in a row, so
Yes. Noose got
hopefully
the
he's
juice. Like I just said, I already talked about him. Tassili Akana is another one.
I've heard good things about him.
Number 13? Is that who that is? And then Hunter Clegg made a couple plays. He was a freshman last year. He's the one that we stole from Utah last year.
Hunter Clegg is on his leg. Jason Benetti. First quarter versus Utah. I'll remember that one.
There you go. I don't remember that one. That's great. Okay, give me your emoji.
This is a tough one because I want to use the exact same emoji, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do... I'm slightly more hopeful, but also like less impressed. So I'm going to do this one.
Ooh, okay.
Not the smiling covering the face, just the covering the mouth. Because I'm withholding judgment. So that's what I'm doing. The emoji's hand is tiny. Like, look at me hold up my mouth to my hand to my mouth.
Yeah.
If you look at the emoji, it's like this big. It's like whoop. But yeah, so I'm just
symbolism from that.
Small-handed emojis. I don't know. Hopefully our D-line doesn't have small hands. But again, I'm not extra confident, but I'm not like pessimistic. So I'm withholding judgment until I see it.
Okay, great. Hot take. I think these guys might be the star of the defense this year. I'm very high on this group because their ceiling is
Okay.
high. These guys are freaking outside of, I think Hunter Clegg is a good player, but Noose and Tassili Akana, those two guys, I have like when they went in the game last year. I remember watching them play and being like, those dudes don't look like BYU defensive ends. Like those guys are they're spicy, they're fast, they're explosive. So I'm going to, and I'm okay being wrong here, but I'm excited to watch them play.
So, well, let's just add a double meaning to the mouth covering the face
Yeah,
thing. Let's also just have it be we are holding back our praises for this
there
team
you go.
because we're very excited. We're holding in our excitement because we need to see it on the field
We
before we
do.
truly drink the Kool-Aid. No Kool-Aid here yet.
We do. We do. Okay, that's the defensive ends, edge rushers. Okay, linebackers. Some familiar names here. Isaiah Glasker. Don't know that I need to say a ton about him. Solid. Siale Acera is another one that rotated in for Jack Kelly or Isaiah when they were injured and got some really good reps. Started kind of rough at the beginning of the season, but by the end of the season was actually playing really well. And then the number one linebacker in the transfer portal from Cal, Cade Uolave, who again, such a likable dude, such a great interview. Like, holy cow. All three of these guys are awesome. So give me your emoji.
Because that's what I want them to do after they knock a kid's socks off. Okay, I'm so excited. This is like this is the tight end slash running backs of the defense, and I feel the exact same way. I'm very excited. I think there's incredible. The fact that Isaiah Glasker is like the number two that people are talking about, like everybody's talking about Kedu Luave. Nobody's really talking about Isaiah Glasker. He was so good last year. He wasn't as crazy as Jack Kelly, but he was just as important to our defense. And so the silence is kind of like the unsungness of Isaiah Glasker, but also because I just want these guys to go lay the wood and do the shushing emoji to the away fans in the stadium and to the Notre Dame running backs that are so good apparently. So I'm very excited about the linebackers. The quiet
Love.
emoji, the quiet down emoji.
Wonderful. I don't know what it is about tonight, but I'm gonna say another hot take here. By the end of the season, could Isaiah Glasker be the second most talked about Glasker on the team? And not because he's not going to be good, but because could
It's because his little brother pops off.
could his little brother pop off? I
I
must
don't
be
believe
hyping
it,
up
but
Isaiah. Sorry.
I hope.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah. I love having that leadership back. And yes, I agree. 100% didn't get as much praise as Jack Kelly, probably because he didn't get as many sacks. But holy cow, this dude makes plays.
This guy's so good, just super underrated. Which again, when you're a great middle linebacker, you don't need to say a lot. You don't need
Yep.
to say anything.
And he doesn't, honestly.
Yeah,
Okay, at safety, moving on. This one's an interesting one. We've got Mr. Intramural Basketball himself, Falatau Satuala. I don't know how he hurt his foot. I'm just assuming it was something stupid like that. And then we've got Jared's favorite, I think, Raider Demooney. Um, and then who? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
not
Uh,
Talon Alfrey.
Not Talon Alfrey, this is true. Matthias Leach. Don't know who that is. That's a sophomore. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be straight up. And then Jaron Kalama is the other one on the depth chart. Two names I literally don't know anything about. Tommy Prasis, perhaps, but I think we'll talk about him in a second. I think he's been moved to more of a nickel. Which I guess a safety could play nickel, right?
They're fast enough.
Give me your emoji.
This is probably my favorite emoji slash
Great.
the one I use the most. It's
Wonderful.
the smiling eyes up with the sweat thing,
Yeah.
the like the I'm in danger because I love Falatau Satwala. He made some huge mistakes last year, and he also like could have probably gone to the NFL draft. So this guy's
Yes.
really
Yes.
good, and a year of experience coming back, like he's gonna be great. That being said, this emoji is not an all the way positive emoji. It is still the look at this shiny thing over here, and don't look over here. So yeah, that's about what I'll say. I'm excited about Falatau Satawala.
We'll see. I think Tanner Wall is going to be harder to replace than any other position on our team, honestly. I don't know if I
That's a
said that
good
already,
take.
but
That's a good take.
I think Tanner was just a staple back there, and having he and Falatau last year was insane looking back on it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping somebody steps up. Maybe we just don't know enough about this position. Truthfully, that could be the case. But I'm with you there. We'll see. Are we in danger? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, cornerback. Low-key love this room. Weirdly enough. Oh, there's a name on here that I missed, guys. I'm really sorry. Oh no, okay, I found him. We've got Shmev.
Yep.
Oh, my camera is doing that.
Go to
We love
Shmev.
Shmev. Or Shmeev, I guess, with two E's.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Not Shmev. I'm calling
Shmev,
Shmev.
yeah. Someone was saying future NFL, like, draft pick. I think that'd be sick. I don't know if he'll get drafted because of his size, but maybe I'm a non-ball knower, you know? But he 100% has the talent. My
Yep.
favorite player on the team is Trey Alexander. I talked about this last time. If you haven't seen Trey talk, go look up an interview with Trey Alexander. Love that kid. Also, he's getting better. I think I've talked about him a little bit. And then we've got Jonathan Cabella, who played a couple games last year, and then another player that is a transfer from Mississippi State, number 15. His name's Javen Williams, and he's a redshirt senior. And supposedly he's making plays with the ones
Okay.
in
Okay.
camp as well.
This is a very easy emoji. This is my new favorite emoji. It is, as I dub it, the kicked in the nuts emoji. And it is the guy who's like, whoa, and his eyes are like all the way on the side of his face, like, oh. Because I make this face when BYU corners make good plays. I'm like, what? And also, like, Shmev and Trey, I have utmost faith in them, especially against the teams that we play. I'll love to see them against Notre Dame. But everybody else on the schedule, I feel extremely confident that they'll be able to lock it down.
Yeah.
However, I don't really know about the depth. I'm hopeful, but it could lead to a lot of plays in the negative direction. So I think the face is probably good and bad and fits this room perfectly.
Yep. Okay, that rounds up the defense. Honestly, again, we have been in much worse situations before. We returned 10 of 11 starters from last year.
That's crazy.
Wild. The one we lost was Jack Kelly, and we replaced him with the number one linebacker in the transfer portal who loves BYU. Like,
it's as good as you could hope for.
Come on now. We love it. We're enjoying it. Any other thoughts? I have, and then we'll talk really quick about the special teams because we do need to talk about that group. But any other thoughts on the defense?
I think my emoji to sum up the entire defense is just the three holes emoji. The two eyes and then the... Because I could be making that face in very good or very bad ways. It's not super positive. It's not super negative. Again, much like the offense. But I feel like there is a very high ceiling for this defense, which leads me to kind of that wow factor of like stuff.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see what the differences in scheme again from
Yeah.
last year to this year. Because we got a lot of the same pieces, right? That were really good. But how's it going to look under Kelly Pinga? We'll have our eyes on it. I don't know. Okay, special teams. We lose our long snapper. Thank goodness, by the way. I don't know why. You always rub me the wrong way. Our holder / punter, and our kicker in Will Farron. So here's who we've got at punter. His name is Fuller Shirts. No comment. Love his name. And then at kicker, we've got Matthias Dunn, who Will Farron said was pushing him in camp last year. Like, there wasn't that big of a gap, is what I meant. That made it sound.
Okay.
Which is interesting. And then long snapper, we've got Ty Smith. And I don't know a ton about him. But here's what I know about Fuller Shirts and Matthias Dunn. Those dudes are athletes. And they lifted in the summer with the defensive linemen.
That is wild. I've never heard that before.
Nope. So, untested, but athletic. And I don't know what else to say about that.
This one is super easy. This is going
Great.
to be the cover your eyes emoji with one eye like half peeking through. Because that is what I'm going to be doing every single time our special teams is on the field. If they're super athletic, that means we're probably going to do a bunch of weird Kalani fakes like at random times. Again, very much cover the face. But also, like, who knows if the kicking is going to be good? Our kicking was very clutch the last couple of years, and we have won multiple games because of our kicking and late game kicking heroics. I don't know if we can trust the special teams unit as much, so I'll be doing this a lot.
Yeah, I think it's good to set the expectations now. There will be more missed field goals. There will be weird things happening on punts, more than likely. Although punting hasn't been great the last 2 years. So,
Yeah,
love our pitching wedge punter, but, like, it has not been great.
you gotta flip the field sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're punting from opponent's territory. You can put it inside the 10. I need you to flip the field, my dude.
Yep.
Um,
So
yeah.
we'll see. I'm with you. I like that. And that's the team, everyone. We did it. I think that's awesome. And I hope that everybody, like, go look at interviews with the players. Coug Connect has a ton of them. Think what you will about that group. But, like, the more I watch of all of these players, regardless of how they do this year, I, like, love this team. I don't have any, other than Justin Kirkland, I don't have anybody that I, like, dislike. And I don't even dislike Justin Kirkland. I just think he's a goober. That's all it is, you know? So,
Hey, winning fixes everything.
yep, that's true. That's true. So if they can win,
That's all that matters. That was beautiful. That was very fun, Jessa. Thank you so much for walking us through the entire BYU roster. Let's hope and pray that all of the positive feelings come true and all of the negative ones do not. And on that note, let's bring in our very, very special guest that you will see right after this. And here we are. Our special guest is the one, the only NFL Jake.
Here I am, Mr. NFL Jake. Good to be here.
How are we feeling? First and foremost, what are the vibes like in the NFL Jake household as we get near to both NFL football and college football? What is your mindset right now?
There's been a lot of full-length college football games, highlights, and radio shows on for being an NFL household. I just watched the whole TCU game today. I've been watching a bunch of Indiana games. So, is NFL Jake a fraud? I don't know. Maybe a little bit. But there's just been literal constant college football content on the TV.
I'm curious, what are your takes on the Indiana games you've been watching?
It's just glorious. I love watching the Rose Bowl. I think I've watched the Rose Bowl 3 times because you can literally hear when Indiana scored to go up. It was either 31-0 or 31-3 or 38-3. It literally sounds like Kirk Herbstreit's gonna cry. Like if you listen to the broadcast and he sees I think it was Hemby running into the end zone for he was literally like, oh, and this is just bad. This is bad. This is just embarrassing. Like, this is going to be very bad for the conversation surrounding conferences. And he's, like, pouting, and you can literally hear him, like, crying during the thing. I highly recommend rewatching it again because Kirk sounds so sad. It makes it so much better.
Someone needs to go pull up what he was saying when Georgia was doing the same thing. Because it's Alabama, correct? That they're just absolutely
Alabama.
BTA. Yeah, somebody needs to go find the clip of what he was saying about Georgia when they were doing the exact same thing to Alabama. I bet it was, oh man, this Georgia team is amazing. Look what they're doing to the,
It's like, this is just the power in this conference is insane.
Yeah. That was a good, that sounded just like him.
That's incredible. That's going to the very top of my watch list now, above all the other movies and shows that I am currently watching. I love that you're doing that.
It's a glorious game.
That's amazing. I do have to ask, BYU football. You said you were rewatching the BYU TCU game. Fall camp is going on. What are your expectations, hopes, and dreams, and also realistic sinking feelings about this year's BYU football team?
I have a lot of different thoughts here. I'll say, full stop. We are supposed to be better. This is supposed to be a better team than we have ever seen any of us have since we've been alive. This is supposed to be the best BYU football team since we've been alive. And I think there's like some pretty good evidence to go towards that. Like, the one thing is the receiver room, and I know everyone talks about it, but I did watch the Pop-Tarts Bowl again not too long ago, and Parker Kingston was a depressingly large amount of offensive production in that game. I don't know. It's just so hard. It's so hard. I mean, a 10-2 season will be disappointing, which is the craziest thing ever. Like, 10-2 will be disappointing, but it should be the best. I'm cautiously optimistic about Kelly Papinga. I've heard some crazy things that I'll go over later in our segment about our team and just like the culture Kalani's building. But, I mean, you can't not be optimistic and excited for the season. There's just nothing. There's always.
Oh, but you can.
True. Jared
Keep going.
full on pushing back, full stop, preparing for destruction. But I mean, based on like the data, there's no. I mean, we're supposed to be. You'd be dumb to predict we wouldn't be the best team we've seen so far, which is going to make a mediocre to good season like the most depressing thing ever.
That's well said.
Very. So you said 10-2 would be a disappointing season. I think we can all agree with that. Given the last 2 years, if it happens again, it's almost like it's great that we won 10 games in a row, 3 years, or 10 games 3 years in a row. That's great. That hasn't happened for years in the BYU football program, but it really would be a disappointment. But for your expectations, are you expecting 11 then, or 12 or something, or are you expecting a 10
I'm expecting 10-2 or 9-3, just because, like, honestly, like I talked about this in the chat before, like we got so lucky the last couple seasons. Although, again, like we brought in a great portal class. We really did. We brought in the best recruiting class since we've been alive, basically. And so there's only reason to logically think we're going to be better. And our schedule is easier than last year, I would say, besides the Notre Dame game. But it was just like we got so lucky. So many of those heart-stopping, like the whole entire Colorado and then the Arizona or whatever games in the beginning of the season, like I just deleted from my memory. And looking back on those, it's horrifying. Like we were down 14-3-9 Colorado in the fourth quarter. Like, but so I'm expecting 10-2, but a better team, I would say.
Interesting. So how would you qualify or quantify that then, right? If it's the same record but a better team, what does that look like? Is it the way that you're winning games, maybe? Or the teams that you're losing?
There'll probably be less close games, hopefully, to bad teams. And then maybe we don't look as just completely outmatched. But, I mean, that's all I can really think of. We have to get back to the conference championship game. We have to. And I think Texas Tech has maybe taken a slight step back, and we've maybe taken a tiny step forward. And so it has to be closer than that. I mean, Notre Dame's going to be, as much as it pains me to say it, Notre Dame's going to be really, really good. Like, they got some freaks on that team. I want to beat them so bad. I've been thinking about that so much. But, yeah, 10-2 with a loss to Utah, though, complete disaster, bruh. That'd be so
No. Oh, gosh. I can see a repeat of 24 where Utah is like 3-5 or something going into there, and then we just get absolutely. Just at the in Salt Lake City, and that would be catastrophic.
Disgusting.
I have a would you rather, Jacob. Would you rather beat Notre Dame and lose to Utah and another team, or lose to Notre Dame and beat Utah, but then also lose to another team? Like, if you're going to go 10-2 and you couldn't beat Notre Dame and Utah, which one would you rather beat?
It's tough. That's tough because Utah, people are always high on Utah for some reason we'll never know. Like, it's crazy. But I'm trying to think. We don't really have anything. Well, would the other loss besides Notre Dame, could that possibly be in the conference championship game or no? It has to be regular
season only.
Let's say it's
The only
TCU.
other game, TCU.
Or like
At
something
TCU.
like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a road game, UCF, that we like, in BYU fashion, just dropped.
Yeah, and there's some traps there for sure. I would say that. I would say TCU and Notre Dame. That's all I would say. Because then we still have a chance at the conference championship. Losing to Utah, oof. I just want to beat Utah. I'm still at heart. It's just like, gotta beat Utah. Gotta beat Utah. Gotta maintain the dominance. Even just for momentum and morale. And then TCU, like, maybe they're good this year. They're probably not going to be too bad. I mean, they were a 9-win team last year, so I don't know. We're not going to make the playoff if that happens anyway, but...
Yeah, 2 losses. Gosh, forget about it. Jared made a good comment, or a good point, a couple weeks ago, which was 2 conference losses. If our goal is to get to the conference championship game and get to the playoffs, like Utah and TCU, those losses hurt us way more, I would argue, in achieving that goal. Yeah, right? Than a Notre Dame and then being a 1-loss in conference team, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the only way is we have to win the conference championship. We could go undefeated, and if we don't win the conference championship, we're not going to the playoffs. And that's just how it is. So you just have to. You can't not make the conference championship game, and you have to do it if we want to.
So do you think that if BYU goes 11-1 with a loss to Notre Dame at home and then loses in the Big 12 championship game, do you think that's enough? Or is that same boat as last year?
I mean, for any other team in the entire nation, that would be enough. But for BYU, I would say it has to do with how we lose to Notre Dame and how we lose to the conference championship. Because there's the only... Like, if we get blown out both times, I mean, that literally happened last year. So that's a no.
Yeah.
But it's literally dependent. I mean, it should literally be guaranteed in. But, yeah, depends on how we lose to Notre Dame, and hopefully we can keep that close. Hopefully we can, dude, if we can win. Ooh.
I think we've got to be single digits in any loss this year. Should be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my goal in golf is to play double bogey free rounds. Like, we've got to avoid the 10-point losses. Even have a chance at anything this year. Go ahead, Jared.
Last one on this subject, and then we can move to the other topics that are probably a lot more fun. Say BYU loses to Notre Dame in it's like October 16th, right? Or whatever. Where are you mentally after that? Say BYU loses by like 14. Are you like, hey, this is okay, like, let's still try and get to the playoff and win the conference, blah, 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 blah? Or are you just like, same old, let's just beat Utah and get, and win the Pop-Tarts Bowl again? What's your mentality at that point?
I mean, it's so frustrating to even think about any of those scenarios because of the stupid I mean, this is insane, and this is why it became NFL Jake in itself. The freaking fact that there's just a one-off contract with Notre Dame with the College Football Playoff Committee, that they just get to go to the College Football Playoff if they're within the top 12. Like, that is the most ridiculous, rigged, craziest thing in the world. And so I think losing to Notre Dame, the best we could hope for is being in the 11-12 range. I mean, maybe they'll be way ahead of us, but if Notre Dame drops a couple games to Miami or whatever else it is, like, no one's even going to bat an eye if they kick BYU up. It's like, oh, well, Notre Dame beat BYU anyway. And then we also happen to have this contract that says Notre Dame gets to go no matter what or they'll be mad. And so I will probably at that point be like, whatever, just beat Utah. I mean, if we're still undefeated in conference, like, I want to win the Big 12 just to have the Big 12 trophy. But, yeah, it'll probably be – playoff hopes will be over by that point.
That kind of sucks to say, but I think I'm with you.
Yeah.
I hear no falsehoods.
Yeah. It's brutal.
Jacob, I want to hear your thoughts. You said you had some thoughts on Kalani and the culture. I know we have talked about this on every single episode since then, I think, but when you sent the if you're late to an Ohio State practice, that stuff, we bring that up all the time with building a winning culture. I think BYU, kind of like we said back then, BYU is moving in the right direction, but it's like you've leaned forward over the start line of a marathon.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was actually referencing Kalani's culture in a positive light, believe it or not, because it's going to lead us into the Brian Santiago discussion. Because on the Coup Connect podcast, which I have another lengthy quote that I'll be reading from Jerem Jordan regarding the Brian Santiago situation that I hand typed because it was so wild. The Coup Connect guy said he is fairly certain that every single starter on the team was offered more money to go somewhere else in the transfer portal. Every single starter. So the fact that we aren't even able to match offers in the transfer portal at all, and we still brought in this talent, I mean, it's insane. I mean, Kalani is doing something good. Like, after I was full on campaigning for him to be fired after the 2023 season. Like, I was full on, and I've completely changed. Like, he, for better or for worse, and he needs someone to actually lay down the law because there are so many bums on the team still. But he has built something that people want to be at, and people want to stay and play for Kalani, like, and stay in Provo or whatever it is. But, like, literally, every single starter was offered more money to leave. So not only did they get approached with like, hey, come play it here, you'll get more reps and you get blah, 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 but they're saying you will get a pay raise to leave and play somewhere else. And we didn't lose anyone to the transfer portal that was a starter, I don't think, besides to the NFL draft or graduating. Like,
yeah.
So that is a crazy statistic, and also goes to prove Kalani's point of like, we do not have enough money at all. He just wants as much, like in that interview, he said, not Texas Tech. I just want enough as our other competitors in the Big 12, just to go, not even have more than them to bring us up to be even with the other competitors in the Big 12. And so Kalani really has been working miracles in that regard, at least in that culture. And maybe it is because they have lower consequences and they're like, oh, whatever, can screw around. I don't have to follow my diet. I don't have to follow my strength plan, whatever. I can just chill out for a couple Saturdays and whatever. But for better or for worse, that's crazy. That's true.
What you were saying about Kalani campaigning for more money and saying, like, hey, we don't need to be where Texas Tech is. We're just trying to get to where, like, Arizona State. He didn't even say Arizona State. But I saw a tweet today that's like BYU football spent less than Arizona State did, which surprised me so much because if any coach is seen campaigning for money, Kenny Dillingham makes it sound like they are destitute. Like, he is out there saying, millionaires, please give me money. Like, straight up word for word in press conferences. So the fact that we spent less than the guy that is campaigning like that is insane.
Insane. It's crazy. Yeah, he is begging like it's a Hallmark movie and they're like schools being shut down. And it's like, please save the kids. And we spent significantly less than they did. And so I saw another stat was that BYU spent like less than all their competitors did in football, and then we were in the conference championship, and we spent significantly more than all of our competitors did in basketball, and we're a first-round exit, didn't even appear in the conference championship. Which, there's also, I've done some research on Mr. Brian, and it's bad. It's going to be bad.
Give it to us.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Please.
Well, for this segment, for the sports analyst people who are watching this, there's been tons of rumors floating around. It's been hard to track. So I have compiled all the rumors that I have seen about Brian Santiago, what he did, and what has been happening into one place in a single list.
This is incredible.
A lot of these were taken from what we talked about in Sports Analyst. Some of them were from X. I think there was one of them from X, but some of them were from other sources. Everything I've seen. And I'll also preface this to say this is all alleged. Okay? I think most of this is alleged. But I will tell you whether I believe them after. So, number one, the rumor was that Brian was disrespectful to Kalani during negotiations and tried to push him out of the program. I've heard that he said demeaning things to Kalani when Penn State was there. I've heard him just a bad look. Another one is that big donors and admin of the school had to go behind Brian Santiago's back to keep Kalani and Brian was just forced to deal with it. And I've heard that was even the first, some of the 12 apostles were there just like personally from their own money giving to Kalani because they liked him so much. Then we have Brian Santiago was locked out of the facilities on Saturday after a meeting to restructure AD's office on Friday. So I think that one was mostly confirmed, I've heard. But that's, again, a rumor. Another rumor is that he lied to Kalani about how much money was going to basketball, and he was told $7 million, and in reality, it was $21 million, which is just insane.
3 times. That's not a rounding error. That's insane.
If you ask a Utah fan, 21 isn't even enough to pay AJ. It goes up every time you ask a Utah fan. So literally, I think they're in the 30s or 40 million for AJ's 1 year here. If you ask any Utah fans, alleged. This is another one. He's alleged to be diverting football-specific NIL donations to basketball instead. This is a real rumor that was also being circulated. People donated, like, specifically, I want this to go to football, took it and gave it to basketball. There was just a verbal agreement to commit more resources to football than the NIL funding, and it never happened. This one is what the Coup Connect guys said. Every single starter was offered more money to go somewhere else, and then they're making here during the offseason, which is definitely a Brian Santiago problem. Another one is Travis Hansen confronted Brian Santiago about the situation. Brian fired him on the spot about the line to Kalani about the NIL. Then Travis threatened to lawyer up and go after Brian, and Shane Reese got involved and told Brian he couldn't fire Travis. Another admin having to go fix everything at the AD's office. And then there was the rumor at the very end that he was straight up going to be fired. So, lots of rumors involving Brian Santiago. Now, I want to go over the responses to the rumors. Every response from a BYU employee, I will say. So we had the Cougar Board post, which I have here. And
which is wild.
Yeah.
That's
which
wild.
I have not seen this, so
okay.
Fill me in.
Read it out in its fullness. So they go on a Cougar Board.
And wait, hold on, Jacob. Okay, wait. This is the athletic department.
Yeah, this is John McBride, BYU Associate Athletic Director for Communications and Media Strategy. He said, from John McBride, he said, the subject, lots of rumors swirling around here today. The content of the thing was, I just want to officially confirm that Brian Santiago's employment status with the university has not changed. He is still the AD. I was on the sidelines with him, President Reese and Vice President Vorking tonight for the BYU soccer game. Lots of great things happening in BYU athletics right now. Get ready for an incredible season. It's a great time to be a Cougar fan. Go Cougs. So he gets on to address it.
So
there's nothing to see here.
Yeah, the best thing they can say is his employment status has not changed. He is still the AD. That's it.
The craziest thing I was going to say was, like, that's literally a employed or unemployed. Like, that's all they could address. And not to mention, like, the fact that they came out and addressed part of the rumors and didn't address anything else. Like, they could have come out and said, hey, just want you to know there's still a positive relationship between Kalani. There's good communication. We don't believe things are true. We have a healthy and change of information and the funding's right. They were just like, his employment status is still employed. Like, crazy.
Facebook status, it's complicated, but employed, not open to work.
Which was just a bad idea on their part because, like...
We're getting flamed.
It denies the one final rumor that he's been fired and basically confirms or lends support to every other rumor that was out there, which is crazy.
That's wild.
So Jerem Jordan, who again is not going to be involved heavily in these things, but I do think might know, I don't know, Jared, you know more than me, who might be in the know with some of this stuff or at least adjacent to it in ways.
I would definitely qualify him as in the know. That is a great way to put it.
So he was asked on the Coup Connect podcast today about this thing, and he was like the most unmedia trained, like fidgeting, like, but I wrote out the whole entire thing, and I'll try to convey the messages that he conveyed in it. So he said, so the Coup Connect guy like gingerly brought up the topic because Jerem Jordan was the guy who kind of like brought that video to light about Kalani ranting about not getting any funding. He was like, there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on. Like, what's your take on it all? And he said, yeah, I can tell you at practice today, and I saw Brian Santiago out there with everybody watching and dapping up the media and saying, thanks for being here. So that's what I know. I was there. And then he starts to say the word until. He says, And I don't know this or that. All I know is that we got a football season, less than 4 weeks away, and we are going. What I hope, the week of the Big 12 championship game, that was with Kalani Penn State. That was a bit distracting. What I hope is that none of this is distracting. From my conversation with coaches and players, it sounds like these guys are dialed in on the work and the season, so that excites me. I know there's a lot of conversation from everyone else about stuff, but hey, we are close to football, man. Listen, there are certain things I will miss for certain things. BYU football, not one of them. It's a destination viewing. We have Notre Dame coming this year. I am stoked.
Bruh.
And then he goes on to say, so yeah, I am excited about all that. What I don't want sort of the situation is for it to be distracting for the guys. It's okay if it's distracting to other people, but the guys are locked in. And the culture is good enough to just stay locked in. And it seemed like everybody was locked in at practice. And so he says, one thing I took note of, he says, one, he almost said until. It sounded like he was about to say, until we hear something official from the school, which basically saying there's going to be some sort of announcement. And maybe that he was referring to the new dudes we just hired, but he's like, but then he also said, I'm excited about all that. What I don't want the situation to do, the situation, as in we have a situation.
There is a situation. Yeah. Have you guys seen the Parks and Rec episode where Andy, what is it? He gets dirt dumped on him while he's living in the pit. And so he sues the city. And the lawyer comes in and he said, you can't say situation to Leslie. Cause he's like, it implies there's a situation. Right? This is why.
This is exactly why, because he literally is like, I just don't want it to be distracting for the team. As if, it's basically saying yes, there is turmoil, there is stuff that could be distracting in a negative way. So basically all this to say, I don't believe he is going to be fired, but I believe every single one of the other rumors, if I'm honest. I believe all the rumors. I have no reason to believe that it wasn't true. I think all the evidence points to at least lots of stuff going wrong. And I think that the fact that everyone on Cougar Board was definitely talking about lying about NIL, about doing all this crazy stuff. And they said, hey, guys, by the way, he's not fired. That, I am of the persuasion that most, if not all of these rumors about Brian Santiago are true, and I want him fired.
Well, it is fireable offenses. If somebody donates money and he says, yes, we'll give to football, and then turns around and gives it to basketball, that's fraud. Is it not?
It has to be, but and it's so annoying. Which brings me, it's very reminiscent of another scandal recently, but I'll just say this. Release the Santiago files, bruh. Release the Santiago files. Show us the history of the transaction. Go public with the NIL. Release the Santiago files, bruh, and fire his ass. Because I'm sure it's all private because it's a private school. And he said, oh, well, I actually got this donation and I put it into our athletic scholarship fund, blah, blah, blah. And this went through here. And then, AJ got $60 million. A Utah fan just told me. We just ended up paying the AJ $60 million. But, yeah, another thing I wanted to say was that it's so crazy because when he first got hired, we all didn't like him. We all had our own little experiences or stories about why we didn't like him. But at the same time, I was like, well, he's been there a long time. I haven't really interacted with him for a long time or any of his family. But everyone got the same bad vibe about him. And that he was a basketball guy. He wasn't going to support football. But I had said to myself, I was like, at the end of the day, sports analysts are just one group chat of BYU fans. This can't be accurate. But the more I'm seeing, the more I'm on Cougar Board, the more I'm on the Discord and I'm on X, I'm realizing now everyone had the same vibe about him. Everyone didn't like him. And now with all these rumors coming out, it's this guy is in a bad way. And I think everyone was right. I think a lot of those rumors are true. I don't know which of them because they're never going to do another thing addressing them or telling the story. But I think a lot of those rumors are true.
Well, if only we had some sort of evidence or even just somebody telling us that they weren't true, then it would be one thing.
Yeah.
The fact that none of these across multiple media interactions, none of the rumors have been said to be not true. The only thing they have said is that he is still here. That is, if that isn't just the biggest like smoking gun, like the house is on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Just all we can say is that the foundation is still there. Yeah. All we can say is that the toaster is still in the pantry.
Whether or not we like it, okay, it is the nature of what's going on right now.
And that was the one thing they could have said that would just make me sad. And like, to add to all of it, I'm just like, oh, he's still there, really? And he's hired some guy. And I even saw a Kentucky fan on X being like, this guy freaking sucks, dude. He was like totally misleading our program about this new guy, which is all I've seen about him.
Sick.
I've seen some people saying, oh, they're getting his replacement. But I'm like, BYU just gives the vibes that they would be way too proud to say, oh, some bad stuff happened and we have to fire Brian Santiago, even though we just appointed him and he's been here for so long, we didn't see it coming. Like, it's going to be all roundabout and covering it up and all this stuff.
Well,
so
I mean, same thing happened when Penn State happened. They're like, oh, Brian Santiago is really screwing stuff up with Kalani. So instead of firing him, we're just going to usurp him and say, Kalani, you report to Shane Reese now. Not BS. And now I feel like this is another set of damage control crap that they're like, Brian Santiago, we keep giving him less and less power.
I mean,
just go the full way and give him no
just cut the cord, guys.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
It just gives the vibes that the more everyone in this fan base has felt this way for so long, that's just like it's going to make them dig their heels even more and be like, no, it's okay. But like at the same time, they're being honest in that they're not coming out and saying, like, it's easy to say like this person is still employed at this university, but it's also not that hard to say there have been some harmful rumors regarding like conversations that happened between these two people. We just wanted to come out and say that's not true. And so they're literally like, that is true. That I would take that for about
I don't think they can. I don't think they can. Yeah.
And I don't,
not the case.
And I don't think they want to. They would. Yeah. They would if it's PR 101. Put out the fire. They're not putting out the fire. This is not some people, us three in a room thinking, oh, if you did this, then this would happen. This is ingrained in these people's minds. I'm a part of this media sphere. The number one thing you do when there's a fire is you put out the fire, or you tell people that there's not a fire. And they did not do that. They did not say there is no fire here. They did not do that.
And there's a fire. There's a fire.
There is a fire.
I think everyone was right, which is crazy. And I want Brian gone. And I didn't like it from the start. I don't know who else it would be. It would be so awesome to have Chad Lewis or somebody else in there, but it's crazy. And it also sucks because like it soured me on basketball too. Even though I don't really have any reason besides they massively underperformed last year. It's made me be like, ugh, even though we have like these crazy commits and we should have a good team next year, it's just like it's soured me on that too now, because it's like, well, I want football to be good 100 times more than I want basketball to be good, as much as it sucks, because like I feel like we're closer to getting more recognition in cloud. It's like more, I don't know, winning the tournament and beating all those things is way harder, I feel like, than getting the college football playoff, winning a game or two, you know, and the amount of return that would give this program would be way
which
better.
Which program? Basketball or football?
The football. Like winning a couple games in the college football playoff, I feel like is both more doable and has a higher return than like going deep in the tournament of the NCAA tournament. Like,
absolutely. And I mean, BS is quoted by saying football runs the ship. He said that 15 months ago. But the thing about this guy is that, and this is what everybody says, is that he just says whatever is going to help him.
He's a politician. He is a
100% he's a politician. So I don't trust a word. I'm with AJ. Jury's out. I don't trust a thing that Brian Santiago does. And it all happened the day I found out that he was going to let Kalani walk for the reasons that you talked about, Jake. It's like, as soon as I heard that guy is not my guy.
Yeah. And then after that, he spends like 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes of the press conference announcing Kalani's extension were freaking Brian Santiago yapping about stuff, just like hogging the spotlight and just being like, Kalani's our guy, man. And it's like, Kalani, if your Kalani was your guy at all, it wouldn't have taken this long anyway. Before anyone even knew about all the stuff that happened, like if Kalani was your guy, it wouldn't have taken that long anyway. And it would have been such a disaster the week leading up to the Big 12 championship. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I want him out. I want him gone. So does everyone else already, which I thought was just an us thing, but get him out of here.
And I think it's given Kalani's flirtations with Penn State and given Kalani's stance on the resources that he knows he needs in order to compete, it seems like we are once again heading for a crossroads where it's going to be one or the other. And if Kalani doesn't get the resources he needs, he's gone.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Jacob, like you were saying earlier, he is this entire program right now. Like he is the glue that is holding together all of these people that aren't leaving for transfers, that are being recruited to come play for the freaking Mormon U in the middle of Utah, right? It is because of Kalani and the system that he has. If he leaves, like BYU Athletics is dead. Like that, there goes 90% of your income for the athletic department.
Literally.
And the church isn't going to give you any tithing dollars. Like this is the lifeblood of BYU Athletics. And if we are going to, we cannot let Brian Santiago be the guy that stays. We can't let it happen. We can't.
I mean, when you put it that way, you're right. Like it is Brian or the athletic department. It sounds like it's heading to, and Kalani, like if he goes another year and none of it happens, like what they were saying on the Coup Connect podcast was like, if USC has a bad year this year, Lincoln Riley's out, they're coming for him. Oregon and Washington were both coming for him before they hired Dan Lanning and Kalen DeBoer. Like, Kalani's still going to be a hot topic. I think we're going to be pretty good. I mean, we're not going to be so bad it sours people's outlook on Kalani, especially now that he said, like, I have no money here and we're doing this. Like, I've been doing the most with the least, and that's exactly what people want. And that's exactly, I mean, it's like everyone's thinking of, I bet people are like, oh, Kalani could be the next Kurt Signetti. Like, he's doing James Madison type stuff. Like, so, I mean, it really could be. It really could be. And it sucks. Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing he's going to say in his interviews, right? When they're like, hey, the Auburn job is open. Kalani, tell us about yourself. And he's like, I just won 10 games a year, 3 years in a row with $11 million. And they're going to be like, we paid a quarterback $11 million, bro. Come on over here.
Yeah,
like
literally.
You could win us an SEC championship and the national championship if we just give you all the money that you could ever ask for.
Yeah.
Like he's gone in an instant.
And that would literally destroy the program, the entire athletic department at BYU. Like we would be set back so far, especially as we're like ramping up all the stuff and we're on this building path. And to figure out the behind closed doors, it's basically Kalani carrying the entire lift of all these ships in the bay or whatever. It's kind of, we're at a scary point. And maybe they make this new guy just the football AD or something. But then the money's still going through Brian's hands before it goes anywhere else if people donate. And it's all donations, too. It's donations on our own revenue. It's not like Ohio State where people will the school would be like, yes, give them $20 million more of student tuition. We need more. Like, have them round up. You can round up your purchase at like any Ohio State store to like donate to Ohio State NIL. Like all this crazy stuff. It is literally so fragile, our setup here, and Brian could ruin everything.
Yeah, so. If Kalani goes and Brian stays, I go. Literally how I feel. If Kalani had gone to Penn State, AJ moves to Pennsylvania or not, I am a Penn State fan.
Yeah.
I am not a BYU fan. And I truly believe that.
Yeah. And I'm here as a Kalani defender now. I'm full turn tail. Like, he was kind of way too soft in the early days, but like whatever he's been cooking is producing fruits right now. Like
he's done what good leaders should do, which is surround himself with people that have strengths that are his weaknesses.
Yeah.
right? And like have had them buy in on his strengths. At least this is what it looks like from the outside, right? And his strength is culture and like just being the most genuine and most amazing and authentic leader there is.
Yeah.
And then he's surrounded himself with absolute killers.
Yeah, and he's like taken a step back to adapt to the new stuff. Like this new NIL era has KO'd so many legacy coaches. Nick Saban KO'd. Dabo Sweeney is still, he's still coaching, but he's KO'd. Like so many of these coaches just died after that, and it's such a daunting task because it's such a headache even thinking about it. And then there's like the Kalani Sakis and the Ryan Days, where the Ryan Days is just like, I don't care. Like we're gonna spend as much NIL as physically possible. Like I don't bother making.
And we're back. We got a slight cutoff, but Jacob, continue your thought about KO'd coaches.
But yeah, I was just saying, Kalani, just for his adaptability, is going to be such a freaking hot commodity, especially with all these programs that just haven't been able to figure it out. Like Florida State, they could come calling next year and be able to throw a ton of money at Kalani and just be like, we just need someone to modernize, take us into the new era because we've had just like wet farts the whole last couple seasons. But yeah, I wouldn't blame Kalani either. Even like reading through all this stuff, I was like, I kind of wish just for him, man, he went to Penn State. Like this is terrible, all this crap. Like I can't imagine how mad he would be. And he's such a nice guy, but yeah.
Well, that was a real downer of a topic, and we can't end on that. Me and Jessa are doing a good job. We are trying to do a good job of ending on a positive note because we've been so negative lately. So, Jacob, give us a reason to be hopeful about this fall, whether that's the NFL or college football or BYU football. Give us a reason to be excited about football returning.
Oh, I've got you. Legend Glasgow, he's going to be a baller.
You buying the hype?
Well, get this. So I had been buying the hype before he was even committed because some of the kids at the Crisis Center where I work, I would like watch Lehigh football games with them when they would play during fall last season. And Legend is a beast. Like he was cooking. I was high on him. Everyone was talking about him. Just one small caveat, not to say anything else. Like he's going to be a baller. He's not like Jeremiah Smith build, but I mean, no one is. And but he can be good. I mean, there are 5'10" receivers who are really good. And I don't know how tall he is. He might be taller than that. But he's going to be good. He has the potential to be a generational BYU wide receiver. He's in the right spot. He's been grinding. I will say,
we can pay him.
Yeah, I mean, if he stays, if he has a good year, man, he's getting yoinked like Keelan did. Like
he's
just don't.
6'1", 175.
Dang, yeah, he's built for it because Mekhi Lemon's 5'10".
What's Tony? I didn't know this. Tony was a 3-star last year.
Oh, dang.
So I mean, it can be done that a 3-star freshman can break out.
Oh yeah, it definitely can be done. I mean, if he's gritty like that, he's definitely like. If there's going to be a test, it's going to be Notre Dame. Notre Dame has like one of the best secondaries, if not the best secondary in the entire country.
Yeah.
So love to hear that.
Yeah. But Legend Glasgow, Evan Johnson's a top 5, top 10 corner, and Evan Glasgow was routing him up. However, the top 4 corners are all Notre Dame. So, we will see. We will see. I mean, he has real potential, and he's freakishly athletic. So I'm excited to watch that.
I love hearing the firsthand experience too, because me and Jessa just got done in the segment beforehand just saying that we haven't seen anything, and so we can't trust anything we've seen. But I love hearing from somebody who has actually watched him play, have faith in him. That gives me some confidence. That gives me some confidence.
No doubt. He's a baller.
Well, Jacob, thank you so much. This has been incredible. We love having guests on. You are a recurring guest, one of our very, very favorites. Jessa, do you have any final questions before we let Jacob go?
No questions. Just a thank you for that amazing summary on what is going on at the AD's department right now, or athletic department right now. And hopefully inside clown car sources say that we might have an update / resolution by the end of the week.
Okay.
But there's also a larger, don't know. I think it resolved to the point where we can move on with the season. Like, everybody's fine. But the larger resolution, there's a higher likelihood that this is dragged out for 5 to 7 months before it's fully realized. So I'm banking on that.
Yeah. I can't imagine what the resolution would be because we just hired that guy. And he's not the solution, sounds like. And the problem is just that Brian's an a-hole. So, like, how do you resolve that?
I don't know.
Because he's already promised everything. He's promised NAL, he's promised this, promised that. Like, unless he's fired.
Which he is not fired yet. We can tell you that.
His employment status has not changed.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm betting he gets called on some sort of a mission. He's going to become an Area 70 or a mission president, and that's going to be like the Mormon Church's way of just sweeping it under the rug and fixing the problem without actually having to hurt his feelings.
Call him to the Iran mission, okay? To start it.
Man, but yeah, this has been fantastic. I love to hear the Legend Glasgow hype, and I think there are things to be excited about. Jared and I were talking about how we just need to be grateful for this because we know it's been much worse, and it probably could be much worse given everything.
Oh yeah.
So this has been fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you guys for your
Love it.
diligence.
We will see you guys next week, and Jacob, we will see you again at some point during the regular season.
Stop. You promised something, Jared.
Oh.
We have not seen the meme. Your
It's just a meme I cooked up. This is the AD that we want. We need Water Noose as our AD.
And you're going to need to read. You're going to need to read the description.
It says, "I'll repurpose 1,000 million tithing dollars before I let BYU football die." That's what we need.
Bruh. Please.
We need to repurpose thousands of millions of tithing dollars, okay?
We
need to save this program.
If you ask a Utah fan, it's already happening, bruh.
That's so true.
They use $75 million tithing dollars to pay AJ for 1 year. Literally.
Just move that, okay? We shelled out for AJ. Now let's just go back to football. Just take the tithing straight to football. Write it on your little tithing slips when you go to church Sundays.
True.
Say BYU football and Kalani Sitake, parentheses, not Brian Santiago.
Oh, he'll get his grubby paws on it.
All right. Thank you, Jacob. This was incredible.
Of course.
See you guys.
See you guys.